My name is Gwen, and welcome to your practice. So go ahead and grab yourself a couple of blocks. If you have an encyclopedia, you can bring two of them. They're about the same width, right at your feet. But for the rest of the practice, lifting an encyclopedia is a little heavy. So while we're using the blocks on the floor, you can use your encyclopedias. The bonus, one of the pros of having a block is how light it is. It's like a feather. So you'll place that at your feet, two blocks, and have the length from the heels to the toes, the length of the blocks. And then feel your sit bones and go ahead and scooch them all the way up. So inchworm yourself back until your back is nice and tall. It can lean into the chair just a wee bit so that you can feel the front of the spine as well. And then close those beautiful eyes and feel for a moment from the sit bones all the way up through the belly, the heart, the shoulders, so that we're not collapsing into our back using the chair, but we can sense the support right behind. And then feel from the sit bones to the knees, from one knee to the other, all the way down from the knees to the heels to the toes. Take a deep breath and then exhale out the mouth. A couple deep breaths just like that. Inhale through the nose, hold, and then two more just like that. Inhale through the nose, pause filled, and then one more. Inhale, and then exhale. Now we'll do a little bit of movement with our breath. So go ahead and scooch up just a wee bit more so that you no longer can feel the back of the chair. And then lift the hands and open the arms up. So about heart level, so that you can feel the heart gently coming through. And then from here, close the eyes. Take a deep breath in and lift the chin up just a wee bit so you can feel that arcing. And as you exhale, chin to chest, round the spine and give a little tap with the back into the chair. Inhale, feel the heart gently come forward, arc that spine. And as you exhale, chin to chest, see if the fingertips can touch. And now this is the pump to your breath. Inhale, and then exhale out the mouth. Inhale through the nose. And then send that breath right out. Like a cannonball breath. Inhale through the nose. And then nice and forceful. Inhale, one more. And then now rest the back into the chair. Rest your hands, your palms, into the lap. Feel the weight of the elbows sink down. Notice how that feels from the shoulders, through the neck, all the way down through the arms, through the belly to the sit bones, through the legs, all the way to the feet. Let the breath be easy. Feel into that ease of your body. Allow today to be more of a celebration. The theme of today's practice is a block party. So we'll be having some fun with our block. So let's have a little dance of joy inside. Feel that dance as you connect to that inner smile. What is the intention of your practice today? Is it to revitalize and clarify the whole being? So notice what that means for your body today. If there's anyone in your life that you'd like to devote your practice to, go ahead and breathe their essence in now. Let the breath serve you. Whatever breath your body chooses, whether it's big gulps of breath, whether it's holding filled or holding empty, notice. Maybe you'll come into that nice easy breath in through the nose and out through the nose, our good friend, the Ujjayi breath. And cultivate that victorious feeling, that joy, that prana. Wherever you find your attention, let it anchor to the breath. So if it starts to follow your thoughts, if it follows a theme throughout your practice, notice. Notice that inner narrative. Is it kind? Can you use the mind to anchor into the breath? Have some fun through your practice today and enjoy where you're at. So one more breath exactly where you are. Beautiful. And then let yourself sit right up. You can look down the bridge of the nose, just through the eyelashes to the toes. Take one foot forward and see if you can tap the heel. And then same side, tap on the other side, the toes. So the length of the block, tap, tap. So here we are, gently tapping one leg. Choose one leg, the other one will rest, and notice how well it is resting. Feel the muscles responsible underneath the hand. You might like to bring the hand to the side of the knee, the side of the leg, to feel what muscles are working very hard. You might notice your belly muscles, your hip. And now let's bring this a little smaller. Stay with the same side. Just heel and toe, the length of the block. A little heel, a little toe. 2 or 3 times, and then pause. Now just tap the toes. Tap one edge and then the other. Leave the heel where it is. Tap one edge and then the other. And then one more. And leave the toes where they are. Now tap the heel. Bring the heel out to one edge and then over to the other. Tap, tap, tap over to the edge of the block and then to the other. You can look down or eyes closed now that you have the gist of it and feel for a moment. And then pause that effort. Let's observe in a body scan. Lean your back into the chair, close those beautiful eyes. Feel the effortless effort of the body. Scan now from the side that was working all the way up to the knee. From the knee, the sensation to the sit bones. Sit bones up through the belly to the shoulder. Take a deep breath wherever you are. And then scan the other side downward from the shoulder to the sit bones to the knee. knee down to that foot. Notice how you feel from side to side. And let's go ahead and have a party on the other side now. So lean upward and then go ahead and tap the heel in front of the block, toes behind, heel, and it might touch the floor, it might hover, it might touch the block a wee bit. There's no perfect here. Now feel under the hand on the leg that isn't working. Notice how those muscles are reacting to this movement. And what are the muscles doing on the leg that is active now? Notice the belly muscles, the shoulder muscles, the whole body participate and share the workload of this action. And then slow it down. Tap the top of the block and then the back, the length of the block. Forward with the heel, back with the toe. 2, 3 is plenty. And then leave the heel down on the block and tap those toes to one corner. Over to the other. To one corner and then the other. Have some fun. Play. Connect to that inner otter. Find that playfulness from the inside out. Last one. Then rest those toes and let the heel jump around from one side. Let it bounce. And then scan. Let your back rest and feel that whole side from the toes up to the knee, knee to the sit bones to the shoulder. You can scan all the way up through the middle of the brain like a U shape and then down the other side, all the way down, downward, and feel all the way to your feet. Notice what you feel and take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Beautiful. Then go ahead and sit up. Take one block off to your side and the other block, go ahead and place it right in between the knees. Both feet are flat on the floor. You might have to scooch up a wee bit in your chair. So the edges, the inner edges of the knees have the block held. Feel the muscles, give it a little light little squeeze, and know that they can be different pressure, a different intensity. So maybe a 1% press, maybe a 2% press. Maybe you dial it up to a 60%. So explore. And then as those muscles relax, just hang on enough to the block to feel the muscles that are responsible soften. And then from here, go ahead and bring the arms up like a cactus. Bring the fingers in and the thumbs on the outside. Then from here, squeeze the block. Bring the elbows towards each other. And then as the arms come out, the hands come out. So there might be a lot going on in that one. That's good. So go ahead. So squeeze the block with the knees. Fingers in. Thumbs on the outside. Elbows towards each other. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Close the eyes now as the elbows come out. The hands unfurl. A few more of these. Make a fist. Elbows towards each other. As you come out, unfurl the fingers. Notice this. Maybe it becomes easier and you can go a little quicker. And how is the body breathing? As the elbows come towards each other, you squeeze the block. As they come away, unfurl the fingers. And one more. And then relax that effort, let the hands come down. Rest where you are and feel the shoulders sink down a little more, the elbows. Feel the sit bones and notice if you're leaning forward or more back, and see if you can come into that stacking quality. And one more breath there. Then take the peace fingers on top of the block and press below the knees so that the inner lower leg is hanging on just a wee bit. And then feel, give a little squeeze and a little release. A little squeeze, and then you soften. Now bring the fingers in, thumbs out. Various heights, you can come nice and low. And then as you come out, let the heart come forward. And then you can come to maybe heart height. And explore now. As the thumbs come together, they never have to touch. You might want to marry this with the breath. As you exhale, squeeze the block, thumbs come together. As you inhale, heart comes through. A little squeeze, a little release. Feel the feet planted and rooted on the floor, and have some fun. Notice where the challenge is in your body. As the thumbs come together, you give a light little squeeze for 2 more. Last one. Let the palms rest. Feel the stacking quality of the shoulders over the hips with the eyes closed. Feel the balance of the head gently on top. Like you have a 1,000-petaled lotus that is beautifully balancing on the crown. And one more breath just like that. Feel that height as you lengthen. Then take the peace fingers and press that block all the way to the floor between the heels. Give the heels a light little squeeze and then release. Feel the muscles responsible for this action. And notice where the toes are pointed beautifully forward. Nice. Feel and sense, and then go ahead and interlace the fingers. And again, we'll start with the palms coming downward, and we'll come to different heights. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze the block, and then relax. Maybe the palms come a little bit higher up. Then close the eyes. Feel both heels. Notice a squeeze inward. You might notice the inseam, the pelvic floor, and then you relax. And as we come upward, feel the thumbs. Let them come downward. And then soften. And 2 more. Notice where the arms feel better. Go where it feels better. Last one, palms outward. Squeeze the heels into that block. And then soften. Leave the block where it is. Notice the feet. Feel the height of the heart all the way up. Through the palate, through the crown. Lengthen, lengthen. And now we'll say hello to the front of the spine now. So let the back come into the chair. Option to hop the heels forward just a hair or lift. Hands can lift, you can look up, and then you sit. So 2 more just like that. Go ahead and rest the back, either heels on the mat or just maybe a little higher upward. Hands up, you look up, and then you sit up. And then 1 more like that. A little hop, or up. Hands up, look up. And then you sit up. Then go ahead and reach for the block. Have it in your hands now with a light little press. So we're going to do the same thing, just a wee bit different. So back into the chair, 1 foot forward, one on top of that foot. Go ahead and look up and then sit up. And then other side. 1 foot out, both feet, other one hops up, look up, and then you sit up. Now you can come into that option if you'd like, or leave both heels down or lift. And squeeze that block. Look up. Eyes are closed. Feel the front of the spine switch right on. And then sit. You can leave the hands right on top of the block. If you're leaning forward, lean back a wee bit. Lean from one side to the other. And then find that plumb line from the sit bones, through the belly, through the heart, all the way up through the palate, through the crown. Let's go ahead and bring that block above and lean over to one side. Just a light little lean. Take a deep inhale and an exhale. Then come to the center, take a deep inhale, and then over to the other side. Take a deep inhale and an exhale. And then come on into the center. We'll bring it together now. Take an inhale, and as you exhale over to one side, you'll inhale center, and then exhale over to the other side. Just a light little tick-tocking from one side to the other. We'll do one more here. A little lean. Inhale center. And a little lean. And then go ahead and come all the way down with that block. Let the hands rest. Stay exactly where you are. You can heel toe your feet a wee bit wider if it feels better. Let the spinal column come forward and back, side to side. Find the plumb line. A stacking quality. Follow it from the sit bones upward, all the way up through the heart, the back of the throat, the middle of the brain. And one more breath right there. Beautiful. And then heel, toe, your feet a little wider. Bring the block in between the feet. Lean into it. Other hand, let it be your support on the knee. So feel that block on high. We'll be using all the heights of the block today. So here we are on high. Go ahead and look over to the one side, the opposite side, with the eyes closed. Feel the length of that arm pressing into the block. Let the body breathe. And then switch. Bring the other hand in for support. Go ahead and look over and notice. A deep inhale and a deep exhale. And then we'll switch. Bring the block down to medium. Hang on to the block, a little more of a forward fold, if that's okay for your belly. And now the hand that's hanging onto the knee, let it gently come up. Follow it with your gaze. Eyes can be closed. An inhale and an exhale, and then switch. Inhale, exhale, and down. Bring the block down to small. Fingertips can come, or fingers can come right on the other side of the block, or flat if that's calling your name. So wherever you are, go ahead and let the other arm come upward. Leave it upward and look downward now. Take a deep breath and let that hand gently, softly come down. Trade places. Look down as the other arm comes up, and then go ahead and, like a side effect, follow it with your gaze. And then go ahead and bring it down. Both hands come up, all the way up, palms touch, home again, home again, home again. So for the next part, we're going to stand up. So let yourself stand up and face your chair where you're seated. Bring the block right in between the thighs. So park the car lengthways in between the top of the groin all the way to the knees. So the top of the leg to the knees. And then go ahead and bring both hands down. We'll come into cat and cow with a light little squeeze of the block. So feel that little squeeze of the block. And then take a deep inhale and look forward to the top of your chair. And as you exhale, squeeze that block and round. Inhale and exhale. Nice and slow. Let this be the pump to the breath. Inhale and then exhale. And then one more just like that. And then walk the feet up to the chair, take the block out. Bring your shins up to the chair and leave the block right in the center. Let yourself stand up tall. Notice the stacking quality of the shoulders over the hips, hips over the heels. And then walk the hands down the thighs. Leave the left leg where it is, left hand on the block, and hop the right one, the other one, back. Bring that right hand, so that back leg, that hand comes into the chair, and bend that left knee with a little tap. And then lengthen through that front leg and wag that back tail. So just feel and sense the pelvis. Swing to the right and to the left. Ujjayi breath in through the nose and out through the nose so we don't lose the contents of our belly. And then when you're ready, pause and let that right hand gently come downward. It can come all the way up or in a semicircle. You can follow it. It can hang on to the chair and a little wag to the tail. And then one more. Let it circle or a semicircle. Whatever suits your shoulder today. And then hang on to the chair. Bring that back leg forward and go ahead and stand up nice and tall. Feel the shoulders over the hips. Hips over the heels, and let's come over to the other side. When you're ready, walk down the thighs. Leave the right hand onto the block and hop that other leg, the left leg, back. Hang on to the chair with that left hand. And then lengthen through the right knee and a little tap. 2 or 3 times plenty to feel the tracking quality of this knee, and then lengthen. Wag that back tail. Feel the hips move from right to left. And when you're ready, a little circle or a semicircle of that left arm. You can follow it with your gaze. As it comes into the chair, a little wag to the tail. And then again, all the way up. You can look up, hang on to the chair, a little wag. And how about one more for good luck? And then gently carry that back leg forward. Bring the chair back to your starting point and let yourself sit down. From here, bring the blocks all the way down in front of you, feet rest. Come into your Shavasana with the back. Let it rest into the chair, either palms down or knuckles heavy. Eyes are closed. Feel and sense the effects of your practice today. Notice how you feel. Allow yourself a little time here to rest. We'll close our practice now. Palms together in deep appreciation for yourself for showing up. Thumbs at the sternum. Feel that support. Take a breath into it. And a light little bow as we pour this goodness out as loving kindness to all. Namaste. Thank you for your practice.